Lari landscape is one of the learning landscapes that has been recognized and selected by the Global Landscapes for People, Food and Nature initiative as a focal landscape. Focal landscapes agree to partner with Landscapes for People, Food and Nature to scale up and share their successes in integrated landscape management with a wider audience. For the Focal Landscape Dialogue, Landscapes for People, Food and Nature partnered with Kenvo, a community-based organization that was formed in 1994 to engage local youth and their communities in restoring and protecting forest resources. Established by David Kuria and his colleagues, Kenvo is now considered a model community institute in Kenya for demonstrating that conservation and livelihoods improvement go hand in hand.
We work with the communities in a number of activities, particularly those that touches on conservation of natural resources. We also try to improve local livelihood and also community awareness and capacity building.
The Lari landscape has an indigenous crater forest in the Kikuyu escarpment forest that hosts diverse wildlife and provides a rich habitat for several threatened species of birds. The landscape is an asset as a source of forest products including water, wood fuel, fodder for livestock and building materials. The landscape is an important water catchment for the region and vital to the water supply for the city of Nairobi, and provides other environmental services such as carbon sequestration, soil erosion protection, cultural value and ecotourism. Lari landscape is endowed with economic activities, social engagement and rich cultural character that make the landscape unique. At the initial, there was an organized excursion of the landscape prior to the workshop. The field trip oriented the facilitators and documenters of the dialogue to important features and activities in the landscape.
The beekeeping is the cheapest farming in this country, whereby the input is very little because they collect honey or nectar from all these flowers, especially you can see those flowers and these are fruits.
Tukianjĩrĩria kũrĩma indo ici cia kũrehe mbeca na ihenya ta gojet, indo ta icio guo.
Following this initiative, a 2.5-day workshop called Focal Landscape Dialogue was organized by the Landscapes for People, Food and Nature initiative to share information, assess landscape performance, identify local networks, develop action plans, and prioritize activities. The Landscapes for People, Food and Nature initiative's aims are to foster cross-sectoral dialogue, learning, and action. The primary goal of the initiative is to promote and support the broader adoption and more effective use of the integrated landscape approaches. This addresses the full set of needs from the rural land base that include sustainable climate-resilient production of food and fiber, watershed management, biodiversity conservation, bioenergy, terrestrial climate mitigation, and rural livelihoods. The initiative is being implemented in various landscapes across the globe.
We have some stakeholders coming from the forest department, environment, we have agriculture, and we have farmers who are doing different activities. But have we ever had a discussion to think about how can we all together have a plan?
The workshop had a reflection process on the Lari landscape's history and performance using the Landscape Performance Scorecard. The participants were taken through the exercise of scoring key performance criteria in the landscape. The purpose was to have the participants assess and score the performance on institutions, livelihoods, conservation and production criteria. Multilingual members of the facilitation team ensured that participants understood the meaning of the 20 performance criteria before they scored each one. A A comparison of the analysis was done for a similar exercise conducted in 2009, which showed that scores for some of the goals were lower in 2013. Key institutions within Lari landscape were ranked and identified by participants as international institutions, government institutions, political parties, faith-based organizations, community-based organizations, corporate organizations, and public-private, also known as hybrid organizations. To scale up landscape innovations for the action plan, all groups reflected on production, conservation, institution, and livelihood performance score levels.
Dairy, livestock, on issues of linking landscape goals, give it a ranking. Resilience in terms of civic education and sensitization.
Participants filtered all the action plan ideas to develop criteria for prioritizing the most important ones. The 3 ideas prioritized by the participants for the Lari landscape are civic education and sensitization, strengthen network or association and platforms, and marketing of the local produce. Landscapes for People, Food and Nature working groups, which exist to support landscapes like Lari, were introduced to the group. The functions of the working groups include strengthening landscapes, aligning finance, engaging business, improving policy, building the evidence base, and communication and outreach.
So out of an objective, you can list around 3 or 4 activities, and then now you go to what you need. You're getting me? So from this alone on the market, I can already see like there are 3 objectives that you put here. They're already here. One is on the branding, the other one is on the vegetable, and then there's another one which is looking at livestock feed for marketing within the landscape, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And then the question, if this is what you want to do, what are the steps you need to, the set of activities you need to do in order to reach there?
Participants carried out an action plan and listed key activities to advance the 3 prioritized ideas.
A summary of what has been said, and the work will continue until we refine.
The first one was networking.
The other issue was about having a tangible feeling on the landscape. For instance, like it should appeal to immediate needs of the community.
Adapting and customizing technology like in marketing for selling of the farmers' products.
I'm very, very, very thankful for you team. I'm telling you, because of what I've seen here, I'll even come again and again. And so within this context then, that idea of really networking and getting to work together is the only way to go in a landscape. And I like that you support it. And I would say, anytime we'll be able to work together. Very, very much. I'm happy I met my old friend Kuria, and this is an assurance that we are going to work together. Yeah, I have put tick to everything that I'm seeing, and we'll work together.
So thank you so much. I think we have really appreciated what you have done as stakeholders, people who are benefiting or to benefit from this process. I think alone you can learn fast, but together you can walk for a long distance.
This landscape initiative approach, I can see us going very far. I can see us working, bringing all the community and all the stakeholders together so that we have a common vision, so that we channel all our resources in the right way. We all stand up and give them a hectic clap.